Hello, and welcome to our webinar, How Manufacturers Speed Up Time to Market with PIM and Catalog Automation. We are here today to talk about how to revolutionize your product information and catalog production. Before we dive into the webinar, make sure you have your cup of coffee, your hot tea, or whatever gets you through the mornings because we have a lot to cover in the next 45 minutes. So, quick housekeeping before we dive in. Feel free to use the chat box to ask questions. Q&A will be covered at the end of the webinar. And let's see here. So the webinar is being recorded. I wanted to make sure we were actually recording the webinar. We will send it to you afterwards. And for those that stay with us until the end, we have a QR code where you can sign up for a custom demo and POC. Alrighty, so today I will be the hostess of your webinar. My name is Marissa Back. I'm an enterprise account executive here at SalesLayer, and joining me as speakers today are Newsmetis, Javier Gomez, founder and CEO of Newsmetis, and Virginia Sapico, data and analysis and graphic design specialist. So Newsmetis is one of our longest standing partners here at SalesLayer. They are true experts in automated publishing. They help companies quickly and efficiently create catalogs, price lists, and product sheets, offering consulting, training, and development to streamline publishing processes. Thank you both for being here today.
Thank you.
All right, so after this webinar, you should walk away with a better understanding of what a PIM is, what a PIM can do for you, and how to efficiently create powerful catalogs. So today we're going to explore why catalogs matter in B2B. We will share best practices for creating catalogs, discuss how to automate catalog creation, and highlight a true success story with a live demo. All right, here as a teaser, if you stay with us until the very end, we will be showcasing our success study with Amuka, a leading brand in furniture solutions and accessories with over 40 plus years of expertise. If you scan the QR code, you can preview their success, the success of this manufacturer. So in this specific use case, with our PIM solution and with Newsmetis' managed services, our client was able to achieve 10 times faster product content updates and enrichment across 1,600 products and 5,000 variants. They used the SalesLayer PIM to create their catalogs in over 8+ languages. They enriched 70+ data fields per variant and hosted a library of 17,000 images and 5,000 files in the PIM. Overall, Amuka was able to manage and enrich their product catalog to share with up to 16 different distribution channels. So stay tuned. At the end, we'll show you how that was done. Okay, so let's dive in. Why are catalogs still relevant in the B2B space? So the biggest myth in B2B is that catalogs are just product data, but the truth is they can become automated engines to build trust and drive conversions. So in the B2C world, the mission is to sell more through attracting new customers, getting customers on the website, they buy, and then hopefully become a repeat customer. The strategy is more through volume and large reach. But in the B2B world, acquiring customers isn't the first priority. The first priority is to increase sales in the existing customer base, sell more through relationships that have already been built, and ensure good service for a repeat customer and a recommendation of your business. The transaction with the client is more personalized by having to custom product information per retailer, distributor, or supplier. So this is why our tool gives you the ability to easily automate catalogs and have a product database that can ensure your clients get custom data and data in real time. Our PIM was built for these B2B priorities in mind. So catalog creation can have a different purpose for B2C, to help discover and connect with a new brand. But in B2B, catalog creation provides precision and efficiency, showing that you know your clients. Okay, so now let me hand it over to Javier, who will walk us through the overall best practices for product catalogs and dig deeper into the world of catalogs. Javier?
Okay, thank you for having me. So let's start with defining a clear product hierarchy. Why is that so important? Well, if your taxonomy is well thought out, the catalog feels natural to read. Customers don't have to hunt around because everything flows in a way that makes sense. There are three uh, key things to keep in mind here. Start by organizing product into categories and subcategories directly in the PIM. Also, make sure you are being consistent across all product lines, so the structure doesn't feel random from one section to the next. And most importantly, define this hierarchy before you start working on the layout. Otherwise, you risk having to redo a lot of work later. Next, let's look at using unique identifier for commercial entities. Why is that so important? Because without a unique identifier, updates can get messy and the links between your source of data, the data source, your Excel files, PIM or whatever, and InDesign might break. And believe it or not, some customers don't even have unique IDs for their products. Usually, if they work with Excel files, they don't have a unique ID for each row of product data. So here are the key points. Always assign a unique product code, also known as product reference. Watch out for duplicates or inconsistent codes. Those are the biggest troublemakers. If you have duplicates, you won't be able to update consistently the product data. Use those identifiers as the main links with Easy Catalog, since that's what keeps everything connected. And if you have SKUs that are basically variations of the same product, give them all the same product code so they stay tied together with the shared information. All right, moving on the standardizing product attributes. Why does that matter? Because when attributes are normalized, it's so much easier to build tables, make product comparisons, or even set up automatic templates. If the data is messy or inconsistent, you end up with errors and extra manual work. A couple of big practices here. First, normalize attributes. For example, always write red instead of something like dark red, reddish, or abbreviations. Stick to one measurement system. For example, if you use cm for centimeters, always use cm. Don't mix it. Try to avoid free text fields. They are fine for long descriptions, but never for technical or numerical data. That's just asking for inconsistencies. And finally, when possible, use drop-down lists with predefined values. That way, you reduce typing mistakes and keep things standardized. Now, let's talk about images, one of the most critical parts of any catalog. When it comes to formats, there are kind of good, better, and best scale. Ideally, you'll use Photoshop files with an alpha channel. Alpha means transparent background. If that isn't possible, then use TIFF file, and the not so good format is JPEG. I give you practices to keep in mind. Store all images in the same place, or at least using a clear known path so they are easy to find. Use consistent naming conventions. Try to avoid mix-up and make linkings more reliable. And finally, optimize size and resolution for print. Layer or whatever other system you are using will use this high quality image to produce the other versions of your image, for example, JPEG and other lower resolution images. Okay, next up, defining sorting criteria in your data source. Here, why is it that matters? If you set clear sorting rules from the start, you won't have to spend hours manually rearranging products in InDesign. So what should you do? First, think about your business priorities. For example, do you want the sellers up front or maybe new arrivals and promotional highlighted? Second, set clear rules for alphabetical or numerical sorting. Third, remember to apply sorting across all levels, categories, subcategories, products, and variants. And finally, define the sorting once in your data source, so it's consistent across all your layouts and outputs. And finally, why it's so important to validate data before layout? Because clean data means the automation process runs smoothly. If the data is messy, you'll end up with errors in the catalog and lots of painful manual corrections, which defeats the purpose of automation in the first place. A few key things to check. Make sure all the mandatory fields are filled. Eliminate duplicates and get rid of incomplete records. And most importantly, fix any errors directly in the data source, not in InDesign. If you correct them only in InDesign, then you just keep coming back the next time you update. And that's it.
Alrighty, perfect. Thank you, Javier, for the quick masterclass. So now I'm going to introduce you to the tool that can help implement these specific best practices. So our sales layer PIM, the tool that can help make automated, fast, and efficient product changes. But first, let's talk about what a PIM is. Now, I'm sure that some product managers or marketers on this webinar are here because their day to day can be inundated with data. So here we have a standard example of product information that you can see on a product page. Now, there's usually even more product information that isn't always featured, but it still needs to be maintained and managed internally. So directly managing this level of product information in an ERP or spreadsheets can become very risky and manually intensive. So as a consequence, errors in product data occur, leading to incomplete information being distributed across sales platforms. And this can present challenges in supplying quality data that adheres to important industry standards. So keeping up with data complexity can be tough. Meeting industry standards has its challenges. And then you have to think about the client experience. A study was conducted showing that 75% of the purchasing decision is around product information. So it makes sense to have a tool that can help you keep up with your product information. This is exactly what a PIM was built for. So our PIM is here to help turn your product chaos into clarity. So what is a PIM? A PIM is a product information management tool, a single platform designed to centralize, enrich, and automate the syndication of your product data. So how do we consolidate? Well, we understand product information can live in many places, which is why our PIM can ingest data from any of these data points on the left. Having one source of truth for your product information guarantees that internally your teams can rely on working and accessing the latest version of your product catalog. So after you've consolidated your product information, you can work on enriching your products and making them attractive. In our tool, you can collaborate and co-create with workflows. Authorized users within your organization can add, manage, and edit data without sacrificing catalog quality. We have a built-in digital asset management tool that allows hosting of images, files, presentations, graphics, 3D models, CAD files, and audio files, and more. So once your product has been updated, you can syndicate your product to any selling channel. We have native connectors for marketplaces and e-commerce sites. We have an open REST API so that you can custom build connectivity to other tech stack tools. So what I'm saying is that the PIM helps you to create a database for your product information, easily make changes to your product. And once those changes have been made, you will see those changes reflected automatically on any sales channel so that your product changes are updated in real time. So whether you want to add a new product, change a variant, or step into a new marketplace, the Sales Layer PIM helps you to digitally scale with confidence. So now that we understand the purpose of a PIM, let's cover the features and functionalities in the PIM that can help you execute those best practices around catalog creation. So first, defining a clear product hierarchy. The Sales Layer PIM has been built for complex catalogs. This is why we have ways to organize your product catalog. We have attribute sets so that you can group your products that have very different product information. You can create category trees with subcategories. You can add variants to each variation of your product. So, an example, we have a B2B office supply manufacturer. Products would include computers, monitors, printers. Attribute sets would be processors, storage capabilities, operating systems. Categories would be desktops and workstations. Subcategories could be ultrabooks or business laptops, and variants would be memory options and display size. So, all in all, the PIM can help you build out and organize your product hierarchy. So, moving on to another best practice, use unique identifiers. So, in the PIM, each product has to have their own unique reference number so that you avoid duplicates. The reference number is one of the only mandatory fields in the PIM. Everything else you build and customize yourself. So you can also add the product reference number to the naming convention of your assets or create other linking patterns so that your digital assets are automatically linked to your products once they are imported. Javier also mentioned standardizing product attributes. So only select admins have the ability to easily customize attributes, but you do have the option when customizing attributes to select from a variety of fields, short or long text, number, Boolean, dates, tables, and more. Our tool gives you those select admin users the flexibility and agility to make easy changes to product information without having to get tech involved. Another best practice was to prepare optimized images. Our PIM, as mentioned before, has a built-in DAM system so that marketing content can be stored alongside product information. Our DAM allows you to organize and store images in any kind of file, 360 images, movie files, technical drawings, etc. The PIM also allows you to crop or resize images to any size that is needed per in-channel requirement. And lastly, but an absolute must, validate data before layout. So we have a feature called the quality score, and it gives you data intelligence. This reporting is on product completeness. It measures each product based on the fields or attributes that are filled out. So if my product information is missing pricing information, size information, or any asset, I can easily locate these missing fields and update in bulk. Each product will have a percentage that reflects the completeness of the product so that once the score is at 100%, you know the product is ready for live and automatic export. I also had to include our translation and localization functionality because this is one of the most common errors we find in product information. So our PIM offers robust multi-language capabilities to manage and localize product information for global markets, supporting up to 156 languages. The system allows for translating product names, attributes, and specifications, automating localization tasks like converting units and tailoring catalogs for different regions. Users can configure preferred languages within the platform and leverage features like local variants to ensure accurate information for diverse markets, like having British English versus Canadian English. So with all of these features and functionalities, you will have everything ready for catalog creation. Now, before moving on, we know that the focus today is on catalog creation, but we want to be clear that the PIM can be a solution to help solve for these common business challenges. So we share this because we want you to know you're not alone. Many businesses in your industry are daily faced with these issues that arise due to complexity of data and product management. The PIM is here to overall help you operate more efficiently internally, but it's also a tool that should help you drive revenue and an overall better customer experience for your clients. So our customers have been able to create catalogs 4 times faster. We've seen clients increase conversions by 30% and increase team productivity by 80%. A lot of these issues can be resolved when you have a tool that can get you 100% error-free data. So if you resonate with any of these business challenges, know that we have a tool for you. Before passing it off to Virginia for our live demo, I want to end our PIM chat with exciting advancements regarding AI. As a SaaS leader in the PIM vendor space, we are aiming to be a frontier on AI advancements. We are focused to layer in AI throughout each phase of the PIM cycle. We already have AI on the enriched side of things, where you can use ChatGPT to create an enriched description in any field that is short text or long text. Each enriched description is SEO friendly. On the roadmap, some being released as early as end of October, we have the generation of ultra personalized content. So here we're going to have the ability to connect your ChatGPT to the PIM to utilize your own personalized templates. We will also have automatic error detection. So AI will scan your full product catalog, catch typos, missing fields, broken formats, and overall reduce manual cleanup and keep data accurate across all channels. We will also have automatic product categorization and attribute mapping. AI will automatically assign a category code to your product. AI will generate codes like GTIN, EAN, or UNSPC codes. We will also have AI agents. So this is to create an integrated assistant in your ChatGPT that helps you create and optimize macros. We'll even have a built-in calculator to show you how much time you're saving in manual work. So all exciting advancements to help create efficiency as a streamlined approach to data-heavy product changes. So now that we've covered the theory, let's show you catalog creation in action. I'll hand it over to Virginia, who will share more details about the Amuka case study and give you a demo of what connectivity looks like with the sales layer PIM and Adobe InDesign. Virginia, passing it off to you.
Thanks, Marisa. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here today. My name is Virginia, and I work at Nosmedis as a project technician and graphic design specialist. And today I will share with you the story of Amuka and how we work together with Sales Layer to solve some of their main catalog challenges. So let me introduce you to Amuka. Amuka is an international company that specializes in fittings and hardware for furniture. Their catalog is really extensive. We're talking about more than 4,000 records and around 25,000 images. Now, as you can imagine, this scale brings a few challenges. When Amuka contacted us in 2021, their main challenges were, first, managing such a large volume of product information efficiently. Second, they needed to avoid errors and duplications within their catalogs. They also wanted to reduce the time spent on layout and production because the process was 100% manual and it took them several months to build each catalog. And finally, since they operate internationally, they needed to publish catalogs in 8 different languages, which made things even more complex. So how did we approach this? The solution combined Nosmedis for the automation setup and Sales Layer as the PIM. What that means in practice is we automated the catalog layout directly in InDesign. Over 800 pages are now fully synchronized with the PIM, so whenever product data changes in Sales Layer, the catalog reflects these modifications. Since automating their catalog, Amuka can now publish every year in 8 languages across 8 different markets, with the product information always up to date. And as for the design, even complex elements like tables adapt automatically to the page width, and product images and diagrams are positioned instantly where they belong. And they also gain flexibility and expanded their international sales reach thanks to bilingual formats. But now, instead of just talking about it, let me quickly show you how this works in practice with Amuka's catalog. So for those who are not familiar with the design work, well, what you're seeing right here is InDesign interface. On the left side, you can see Easy Catalog's data panel. The data panel is connected to Sales Layer and contains all of Amuka's product information. Codes, names, images, descriptions, attributes, technical details, and so on. And here in the middle is the template we built for Amuka. And this is the product structure. What you see between brackets are placeholders that are linked directly to the information in the data panel. And right now, the brackets are blue because they're empty. But let's see what happens when I drag a product into the design. As soon as the real data comes in, the brackets turn green, showing the actual information for that specific product. Also, InDesign instantly applies EMUCA styles. Fonts, colors, sizes, everything is matching EMUCA's branding guidelines. But now imagine scaling this up. Instead of dragging the products one by one, Easy Catalog can generate entire pages automatically. You just select a group of products from the data panel and then choose the automate pagination in InDesign. And now Easy Catalog starts placing the products while filling them with information, adding new pages on the fly whenever needed, all fully styled and synchronized. You can see that tables adapt to the page width, images and diagrams are placed correctly, and everything respects the EMUCA design. This means their design team doesn't have to worry about formatting every page because Easy Catalog does it for them.
And so, Virginia, I see here that you were able to auto update and do a bulk edit on dragging the products into the catalog. So once everything has been bulk uploaded, do you have the ability to edit or customize, make tweaks and changes?
Yes, something very important to keep in mind is that this is still a 100% editable InDesign file. That means you can still move things around or resize images or even put extra information that doesn't come from the PIM. And the good thing about this is that anytime you need to update any information on your already paginated document, these modifications stay.
Fantastic.
So finally, I want to show you one of the most powerful advantages of the automation we developed for EMUCA. And this is the multi-language setup. If I zoom in, you can see that the pages I just created are in Spanish and English. But now let's say EMUCA wants to target a new market, for example, the Polish market, and they need a new catalog in Polish and English. I don't need to repeat all the process for the new pair of languages. All I need to do is switch Spanish to Polish in the data panel right here. Wait for Easy Catalog to download the translations for the new language. And then I just update the document. And the entire catalog is translated automatically. Zoom in again. So the best part is that any manual change I made before in the layout is preserved. So not only is fast, but it's also safe, consistent, and effortless. So if I go back to the presentation, yeah. So the result we just saw is the real power of automation. Fewer manual errors, faster production, and more flexibility. EMUCA's team can now focus on design and strategy instead of doing repetitive work. They can publish catalog in multiple languages without starting over, and they always know the content is up to date. In the end, they gain speed, precision, and most importantly, real creative freedom. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Virginia. Wow, we had no demo monsters during the live demo. That's fantastic. That doesn't always happen. Thank you so much. So I know that we've been able to cover a lot in this webinar. So let's see if we have any questions from the audience. And if so, if you haven't had the chance, please feel free to drop. Sorry, let me find the actual, here we go. Sorry, I need to find the questions. 1 second, let's see here. Okay. So we've got one question that says, how flexible are smart templates? Can we tweak layouts manually and do these changes stay after a data refresh? So Virginia or Javier, if you can answer that.
Yes, as we saw in the demonstration that Virginia performed for us, she made some manual changes. So the final templates are not a rigid structure. You can always edit manually whatever you want, replace images or change product styles or whatever you want. And the data is always linked. So you can tweak manually layouts and preserve the data link within InDesign.
Perfect.
And how they affect data refresh, as I said, you can manually change style, color, position, but never edit text. Because if you edit the content of the field, then you will lose the link with the PIM. So if you don't edit the content, only the aspect, the color or whatever, then all the fresh data is always coming from the PIM to the InDesign file.
Got it. Perfect. Good to know. Thank you. Let's see here. So we've got another question. So is our company has 50,000 SKUs and we will be scaling in the next year. How can a PIM support that? Yeah, so our PIM it's a mid-market PIM that's built for enterprise needs. And so scalability is absolutely something you should be experiencing with a PIM, right? One of the first things that we notice in helping businesses with some of their data challenges is their SKU count goes up because they can make product changes quickly, and their connectivity, their channels, and where they're syndicating to increases as well. So the only threshold you would have to keep in mind is that our PIM can currently only host up to 1 million product SKU count. But yes, our PIM is definitely built to help you scale. Okay, so we've got another one. So do you connect with Shopify? So yes, the sales layer PIM does connect with Shopify. This is one of our most common business use cases. So like I mentioned, we have many out of the box or native connectors to specific e-commerce sites, marketplaces. So we also have like Magento and BigCommerce, WooCommerce. And so we do actually have a native connector to Shopify. So it should be a plug and play. You connect your private key with Shopify, and then the two systems are linked. So anytime you're making a change in the PIM, it should then be reflected in Shopify. Okay. Let's see. How would you handle different currencies, units, assortments, all from one template? Would it be like the demo? Javier,
Yes.
whenever it comes to maybe managing different currencies, units, and assortments for one template?
Yes, we can do this in two different ways. We can use, for example, a formula in a sales layer channel. So we can select which currency we want to come from the PIN to InDesign files. Or we can use formula using a programming language inside Easy Catalog. Its name is Lua. And as Virginia showed us, you can set manually some fields content. So you can select, for example, the currency, the units, or whatever dynamic value you want. So the code reacts to these values and then changes the content of the catalog automatically for you.
Perfect.
And yes, it's like the demo.
Mhm. Yep, great. Great to know that it can handle those like localizations. Alrighty, and then I think we have another specific question regarding catalog creation. So for a 500 to 1,000 page catalog, how much time do you actually save? Is it worth it? And what factors, what's the most important factor, the template or hardware?
Well, 500, 1,000 pages is a lot of pages, but once the full catalog is automated, we are talking about maybe 2 weeks for generating the catalog, or less, 2 weeks or less. It depends on the manual edits the user wants to do once all the data is placed in the design files. And of course, it's always worth it, because once you have all the templates or the ways you want to present the information inside the catalog, then all the process is fully automated. And what really matters here is data quality, always. So if you, as you say in America, garbage in, garbage out. So if your data is not in good quality, then you will never have a good quality catalog. But if you spend some time enriching your catalog data inside your PIM or your data source, then you will produce very beautiful and fast catalogs.
Fantastic. All right. I did not see any other questions in the Q&A. So like we had mentioned at the beginning, we would be more than happy to be able to offer from the sales layer side of things a 30-day free trial so you can test our tool and see what a PIM can do for you. And then also Newsmetis as well is offering a proof of concept. So if you scan the QR code, it will give you the ability to be able to sign up for both or either one of those. Again, thank you everyone who has attended. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your input. We hope that this is contributing to your productive morning, and we hope that you have a great Tuesday. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.